Okay, how many of you love selling paparazzi? Woo! That's it? Woo! Come on, you guys. Okay, how many of you want to make more money selling paparazzi? Okay, everybody should have their hands up on that one. Seriously. Okay. Well, my name's Rianne Hart. The reason why I'm here is because I signed up for Paparazzi, and I also do this wonderful training called body language training. I work for a company called 3 Key Elements, and we go in and we do corporate trainings for businesses on sales, customer service, leadership management, all that stuff. But we also do different kinds of seminars and everything. And how I got started in this, is it okay if I tell you a little bit of how I got started with body language and why I did this? Yeah, no? Yes. Yeah, okay. You guys can talk with your mouths full. I'm totally okay with that. I got started with 3 Key Elements because I was doing a lot. I was working for the state of Utah, and it was driving me absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So I quit my job and I went to this training because my mom forced me to. She totally forced me to. And it was all about body language. I'm like, Mom, body language, that's so woo-woo. It's so woo-woo. Anybody else here think it's woo-woo? Yeah, okay. So I was like, that is so woo-woo. So I go to this training and I meet Kirk Duncan, and he's like this outlandish, crazy trainer. But what he was saying totally made sense. I mean, it made sense. Did you know that you can tell how a person thinks by the way they move their eyes when you ask them questions? You can. It's crazy. We're going to go over a little bit of that tonight. Did you know that the way you move your hands and your arms tells people your capacity to handle them? You guys are all about taking on recruits, right? Wanting to work with people. Did you know that your body language will send them a signal subconsciously as to whether you want to work with them or not? It's kind of crazy. Does this make sense? Do you guys believe me? Yes, no, maybe so? Okay, so in this training, it's highly interactive because it is a body language training. What kind of training is it? Body language. So are you guys okay if we practice some of this stuff tonight? Yes. Okay, good, because we're going to practice. So I have 3 rules when I do training, and these are the rules. First rule is we have high levels of respect. Why would we need to have high levels of respect? Come on, guys, you can give me feedback. Because to trust each other? Yeah. So do you think if you can read somebody's body language, you're maybe reading a little bit more than what they would want you to know what's going on? Yeah? Yeah, so you need to have high levels of respect. Do you think that if you could read body language, you might be able to manipulate a little bit? Yeah, we don't do that. Okay, when people feel manipulated, that's like no bueno, no good. So, it's important that you have high levels of respect. Okay, second rule is you need to be present. So, what does it mean to be present?
Be focused. Aware.
Be focused. Be here. Okay, I'm here to have fun. Are you guys here to have fun?
Yes.
Okay, do y'all have stuff at home that you could be worrying about? Yeah, probably. So, this is what happens. When you see your brain or think your brain's like floating out of there, this is what you're going to do. You're going to grab it and stick it back in. Everybody do it with me. Okay, ready? It's floating out there. Grab it. Stick it back in. Make the sound effects. It's really fun, I promise. Okay, ready? It's floating. Grab it. And stick it back in. Awesome. Your neighbor's brain is wondering, what are you going to do? Grab it and stick it back in. Come on, everybody. You got to know. This is partners. Partners. Grab it and stick it back in. All right. Okay. The next rule is MCD. And it is not Mickey D's. What do you think MCD is? Manage your communication device. Manage your communication device. So that includes what? Phones. You know, we're here. We're going to be present. So let's turn our phones to stun, right? We can turn them to stun. And then this also means your mouth. Okay, it means like if you see somebody doing something, you're not going to be like, oh my gosh, you're totally like blowing right now, blah, blah. We're going to be respectful and we're not going to like just blurt stuff out. But I'm going to need volunteers, so are you guys ready to play? Ready to play? Okay, so normally normally I have somebody post them on the walls, but I'm ready for a volunteer. Who wants to volunteer? Darrell, woohoo! I actually know Darrell from like a distorted sort of way, but it's kind of awesome. It's not distorted. Well, I mean, it's not like direct line. There we go. Okay, so Darrell is going to exhibit to us what her capacity is. But this is going to require that you guys play at 100%. Are you guys ready to play at 100%? Yes. Okay, so if I play at 100% and Darrell plays at 100%, what does that mean you got to play at? 200. Well, that really did not sound like 100%. If I play at 100% and Darrell plays at 100%, this means you guys play at 100%. So much better. Thank you. I love it. I love it when people are like 110%. I was like, yes. Okay. So Darrell is going to stand up here, and this is what she's going to do. And she's going to stand with her legs shoulder width apart. Okay. Weight evenly dispersed. Okay, and you're going to throw your hands up in the air, like a gymnast. Okay, are you guys watching her, like, movements and stuff now? Yes. Okay, pay attention, because you guys, we're going to go over some of this stuff. So she's going to stand here, and while she does this, you guys are going to cheer for her like she is the rock star of the universe. No, seriously, because when we get, like, bombarded with good energy and good information, like, good stuff, our bodies can't handle it, and it's going to show that it's more of a subconscious thing that our bodies do. Because are you guys fully aware of what goes on with your body all the time? No. So do you think you might be sending out subconscious signals to the people you're working with and presenting in front of all the time that may be telling them something totally different than what you're saying? Yeah. So we're going to see how if Darrell can like totally... It's okay. That's good. So, and that's why we're going to have them bombard you with a ton of good energy. Because we're going to see if your subconscious, like, takes over your body, or if you can control it consciously, okay? Okay, so, this is what we're going to do. When I say 1, 2, 3, she's going to throw her hands up in the air, she's going to stand there as still as possible, and she's just going to do a scan with her eyes. You know? But you're not going to move your head, and you're just going to have a slight smile. And you're not going to move. You guys need to color on it if she moves. Are you guys okay with that? Okay.
A slight smile?
Like just a, yeah, smile. A nervous smile will be good. So when I say 1, 2, 3, we're going to clap for her for 3 seconds. How many? 3. Okay, and when 3 seconds is up, I'm going to say stop, stop, stop. And when I say stop, 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 it goes dead silence. Okay, should we practice this real quick so we can make sure y'all know how to cheer like she's the rock star of the universe? Okay, don't focus on her right now. We're just going to practice cheering. And we're going to practice stopping, like dead silence. Okay? I say stop, stop, stop for 3 reasons. First stop is for all you obedient people. Second stop is for all you rebellious souls. And the third stop is for all the outer darkness people. Okay, so when I say stop, 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 you're going to stop dead silent. Okay, we're going to practice. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stop, stop. Oh, you guys are good. Okay. Yes! We got a good crowd, Darrell. Okay. So you guys are going to shift all your energy like wham, right there to her like throat area. Okay? You're going to send all your ooey gooey lovey goodness to her.
Bring it on!
And make it like she is the rock star of the universe. And you're going to watch her body as you do this, okay? Alright. Ready? 1, 2, 3. She moved. She caught herself. Okay, go ahead and put your arms down. Okay, how did she do? Did she do pretty good? Yeah. Did you guys notice anything?
Her eyebrows.
Her eyebrows. Her eyebrows moved.
This is really cool.
It felt really good. Okay, I'm telling you, that was only like 80%. They only gave you like 80%. I'm talking like a rock star of the universe. So we're going to try this one more time.
Okay, and I'm supposed to just scan.
Just scan with your eyes and make eye contact with as many people as possible.
Oh.
This time we're going to do 5 seconds. Can you guys raise the level in 5 seconds?
Can you say stop 5 times?
No, I'm only going to say it 3 times. Okay, so, okay, you guys pay attention to if she moves. I'm talking fingers, facial. Okay, can you tell? And you guys really got to hit her hard. I mean, hit her hard. Can you guys do that? Have you guys been to like a Real game or jazz game and cheered like so your horse? That's the level I'm talking about, so you gotta give it, okay? All right, Darrell, you ready? Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Are you guys watching her? Okay, put your head. You did a good job. That was awesome. You did move your head. But did she do a good job? Same for Okay, can I tell you what happens is a lot of time people, when they use hand gestures and movements, they stay down here. Okay? And you know what this indicates to me? They're operating at 50%. Meaning they're not playing full on. Your hands and everything tell the capacity. So when you guys bombard Darrell here, it's like filling a gas tank, and it's like coming up and up and up and up and up, and her face goes red, and she's like, okay, disconnect, disconnect, move the head, right? Did you feel it? Okay. Normally when I do this,
but I could feel the energy that they were shooting that way. I mean, it was really cool. That's why I said the first time it was really cool.
Yeah. So you guys, anytime you're in front of people, you are getting bombarded with energy, and you may not be conscious of it, and so your body might start making all these subconscious movements that you're not aware of. It's kind of crazy like that. But those subconscious movements can be telling a whole different story than what's coming out of your mouth. Does this make sense? Does anybody think they have ever done this before?
I plan on doing it whenever I speak. I'm just letting you know that.
Okay, good. Awesome. Okay, let's give Darrell a round of applause. Okay, so remember how I talked about eyes and how you can tell the way a person thinks based off of their eyes? It's so true. You can tell the type of communicator a person is by the way they move their eyes when you ask them questions. So we're going to kind of go over this. And I do have some forms, but not a lot. So I'm going to pass these out. Like, just take 1 or 2 per table, and it'll give you kind of an idea of where we're at. And it gives you kind of a cheat sheet. But we're going to talk about eyes, communication style, and how this can help you when you are trying to recruit or do parties. Okay. Huh? I was just about to say that, like, my degree was not in art, so please, like, be forgiving. So, when we talk about eyes, it's really important that you know that when a person looks up into the right, it is their right. So if I look up into my right, what is it for you guys? Your left, exactly. So it's really important that you make sure that you make that switch, because you could be like totally misreading them if they're thinking they're a visual right brain person, but they're really a left brain person because it's your right. Yeah. So if I look up this way, it is up to my. Okay, if I look up in this way, it's my. Awesome. So you guys have this. All right. So let's talk about what's up and to the right. When a person looks up and to the right. So those of you that have some of the papers, what does this mean? Future creative. Future creative. How many of you think you are a right-brained person? Future creative, right-brained person. You think big picture. People who are right-brained will talk a lot about, they will describe things in visual aspects. They'll use colors as descriptive words. They'll describe big picture. These are like your big business people that can dream up big, huge businesses. Okay, these are like visionaries. Okay, how many of you are visionaries? Love art, love music, love all that sort of stuff. Okay, this is a right-brained person. So when you're talking to a right-brained person, when you're asking them questions, they're looking up to the right to find the answers. That means they're a visual communicator. Okay. So that means it's like, oh my gosh, this necklace looks so cute on you. Can you just see yourself now wearing this to your family party and all of your family loving it? And they would totally buy it because you look so amazing. So you would want to use visual type words when you're working with this person. Does this make sense? Okay, awesome. Now let's talk about up and to the left. What does up and to the left mean? Okay, past. Past, data, numbers, facts. They're very linear thinkers. So these are your very organized type people. Have you guys ever worked or have anybody in your family who like loves to organize everything and has everything perfectly filed?
It's totally Jody. This is totally Jody.
Okay, so a left brain person is somebody who is very like detail oriented, loves facts, loves numbers, likes to look at their commissions from month to month to see their progress in the company, look at closing ratios, all that sort of stuff. How many of you are left brain people? You're not organized. Okay, this can take place in other areas. I'm very organized in some areas of my life, other areas, okay, whatever. How many of you think you are both equally? This is possible. This is possible. So, pass at it. Okay, can I just tell you, if you are not cognizant of like what type of thinker or communicator you're working with, it can break rapport instantly. So if you are trying to recruit a left brain person, but you're a right brain thinker and you're using all these big picture words and visual words and everything, it's totally going to like disconnect. It's going to cause a disconnect because you're not using their same mode of communication. Does this make sense? Has any of this ever happened to you guys before when talking with people?
I'm married to a left and I'm a right, so
wow.
It happens a lot.
That's okay though, because that can actually create symmetry and balance. So that can be a good thing, or it can be like, I want to strangle you type situations. It happens. Okay, are you guys learning stuff? Yes. Okay, turn to your neighbor and give him a high five and say, I'm totally learning stuff. Okay, awesome. So I'm going to change up the colors because I like to be colorful. So I gotta use green. Okay, so let's talk about somebody if they are looking up. What does that mean? Inspiration. Okay, so have you guys ever had like these wonderful thoughts of inspiration about a new business idea or who to talk to and everything, and you don't write it down and it's gone? Yep. Like, yep. Okay, this is what happens. Like when people look up, they're usually looking for something outside of themselves. They're not accessing the right side or the left side of the brain. They're accessing something outside of themselves. So this is different than an eye roll. Okay, how many of you guys have kids that roll their eyes at you? Okay, totally different. Eye roll is no bueno. Don't ever roll your eyes at you because that totally is dismissing you. What an eye roll says is like, I'm scanning my entire brain and I can't find a reason why I should be listening to you, so I'm just done. So you don't want to roll your eyes at people. It's no bueno. Okay, so up and to the left. How many of you have had a moment of inspiration and it was gone 5 minutes later? How many of you wish you would have written it down right then? How many of you tried to write it down? Does it always come out right? No. So if you have a friend and they look up and they just kind of get this like you've got Mel kind of look, like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing idea, totally be a good friend, write it down for them. Because that is going to be your best friend. Like when you have business partners, you guys have business partners that you work with and partner with to do your, like, husband, wife? Do you do this? Okay, this is going to be excellent in your partnership when you're doing ideas. Okay, down, looking down. If a person looks down, what does this mean? Emotion. Yeah, so when a person is looking down, they're accessing their heart. They're trying to figure out how they feel about things. People that look down are kinesthetic. They use feeling words to describe or to make decisions. Like, well, I don't know how I feel about that. They'll say things like, I'll have to see. I don't know if this doesn't feel right, or you know what I mean. They are that type of communicator. They have to make the decisions based off of how they feel. How many of you guys make decisions based off of how you feel? Raise them high. Yeah. Okay. So when you are trying to recruit people, you're a feeler, and you're trying to recruit a left brain person. You don't want to use the feeling words, the ooey gooey feeling words. You know why? Because you'll have a disconnect in communication. So as you're asking them questions and you're saying, so are you interested in this? And they're looking up and to the right or up and to the left, it's going to be a cue as to what type of words you can use. So what are some words you can use if a person looks down?
When I felt like this was right. This is such a good feeling.
Okay, exactly. If they look up and to the left, what kind of words are you going to use?
I make this much money.
Exactly. If they look up and to the right, what kind of words are you going to use? Yeah, how great it's going to look. Can you see having your party and pulling in all this money? You're going to describe things visually. You guys are so smart. I love this. Okay. So, the next one is side to side. Okay, and when I teach sales training, this is like huge. Because when people look side to side, what does it look? What does it look like? You look what? An escape, shifty, bored, they're not connected and everything. Okay, you guys, when people aren't making eye contact with you, they're not connected to you, okay? So it's really important that if you want to show that you're connected to a person, you make eye contact. If they're looking side to side or, you know, and just like, well, I don't know, they're not connecting with you. And what this indicates, where do you look when you're looking side to side? What's on the side of your head? Your ears. Okay, when people are looking side to side, it's because they're hearing external voices subconsciously. People aren't aware that they look side to side. I know, it's really weird, and I see it all the time. I see it in the clients I mentor with, I see it when I do trainings and everything, but they're not aware that they're looking side to side, but they're listening to external voices. Now this voice can be their mom saying, you shouldn't do that, that's not financially responsible to go and spend that much money to sign up for blah, 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 blah. Okay, it can be their husband or their wife saying, you know, I don't know, we should really look at finances before we do this. It can be a myriad of different people. But it's a key that if they're looking side to side, they're not ready to make a decision yet. They're not there, and they need to check in with somebody else to make a decision. Does this make sense? Because a lot of people, and if you like try and sell somebody and they're looking side to side, chances are they'll come back, they'll feel really manipulated, and it won't be a successful connection. It won't be successful, and they're not going to be a good lead for you. Does this make sense? Have you guys seen this in trying to recruit? Okay. So it's really important that you guys pay attention to this, because this will help you alleviate a lot of problems that you might run into when you're working with recruits. Are you guys learning stuff? Okay. So, alright. Do you guys know that you can tell so much by a person just by watching their eyes, their hands, and their feet? Oh, their feet too. So, when people do body language, you can tell us a lot of things that are going on. So, for instance, if I were to stand here and I was talking to you like this, what do you think is going on? You're mad.
Closed up.
Huh?
Are you ready to run?
Okay. So if a person is like, if their feet are pointing towards the door or they're standing here like this, there's several different things going on. My weight was more on one side, then it wasn't equally dispersed. I had my foot going out this way. My arms were folded, and like I heard, you're bored, you're ready to run, you're mad. Did you see how many different things came up just from one stance? Do you think we all see the same messages when we read body language? No. So can you guarantee that if you do a certain body language movement, that every single person is going to understand what you're saying? No. It's so diverse. The thing is when you're standing up in front of people, it's so important to keep your body language fluid and universal. So, if I were to say, oh my gosh, you guys, I am so excited to be working with you. I'm so glad you're on my team. Like, it's going to be so much fun. What is that going to say? I'm really excited. Or, you might get smacked around if you don't pay attention and fall in line with what I want you to do. Does that make sense? So we can communicate different things when we use our hands, our feet, our eyes. This is just like the bare minimum. Eyes are so important. Can I tell you a story about this? Side to side eye movements comes up a lot. And I will tell you guys, just on a personal note, this is an indication of so many things that are going on. How many of you guys have negative mind chatter? You guys know what I mean by negative mind chatter? I'm not good enough, I'm not going to make enough money, I'm not pretty enough, I'm blah, 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 blah. How many of you guys don't have this? Raise your hands, but you know what I'm talking about, right? Every time somebody's got negative mind chatter going on, it's this. You see this going side to side. The reason is because this is negative programming that comes in that we're told. If it's anything that is not true to who we are as a human, which is we're amazing, we're awesome, all that sort of stuff, this will come up all the time. I look for this all the time when I mentor people. If you can watch for this with people and give them positive feedback.
Rianne, what does that look like? Show me what that looks like.
What? When side to side? So when you ask them a question, like, or when you make a comment and you're like, that looks so amazing, they're like, no, not really. Okay. Does that make sense? They're dismissing it and they're looking side to side. It's because they got that negative mind chatter, like, no, I know I don't. No, I'm not. And it's so programmed. It's programmed to where we think it's our own voice, but it's really not. It's external programming that we've gotten. Do you think the media capitalizes on this negative mind chatter that we have going on? Heck yeah, it does. How do you think it sells us products all the time? All the time, okay? With Paparazzi, you guys are like primed to make people feel good. You are primed to help people feel better about themselves. I mean, that's what you do, right? Huh? Yeah, we do it. We do it. Sorry, I haven't officially started yet, but yes, we are primed to do that. So, it's really important that you understand what's going on. Do you think that this comes into play when you're getting up in front of people and presenting, or when you're booking a party? Do you think your negative mind chatter has an effect on your results financially? Or with your ability to interact with people? Can I tell you, this is like the #1 killer of people, why they don't succeed in business. Right here. It's huge. Huge.
Okay, well, you just turn your head over that way. So, all right, how many people would like to learn how to get their husband or boyfriend more involved? All right, good. Okay, that's what I'm going to talk on a little bit tonight. Or boyfriends. My wife raised her hand too, so that's good. All right, little story. I'll just kind of tell us how we got started. My wife and I actually met Natalie. Melissa met her at a party just around the corner of our house, and Melissa plays a crazy game all you women play called Bunko, and so Natalie came over to her house and set up for a Bunko, and she just started ranting and raving about paparazzi, and so I'm like, all right, I'm a numbers person, and so I said, hit me with the numbers, let's hear it. And so she went over all the numbers, and I told Miss, I said, we got to do this. This is prime, everything. So we joined the end of July, right? Yeah, right. End of July, 1st of August, we joined, and it has just been awesome. Ever since, it's just been really fun, and so that's kind of our story. I do it together with my wife, pretty much full time now. I did a lot of real estate. Real estate sucks right now, so jewelry's awesome. So never thought I'd say that. Okay, well, I'm gonna just kind of go over. Natalie's gonna help me. I'm gonna just kind of do. I do a lot of phone stuff. I talk on the phone a lot with people. I'm really big on networking, and then I also do a lot of marketing to get people to call us to learn about how to get involved. So Natalie's gonna be my helper here, and we're just gonna kind of do a role play where she is calling off of an ad or something that I posted, and she's interested in finding out more, and I'm just gonna kind of go in and just go from there. So. I'm calling you back. You called me and left me a message, so okay. I can't let you go because I do it over
Do you need a phone as a prop?
No, that's okay.
There's mine's right there. Here.
So, all right, that'll be good. So, hey, is this Natalie?
Yes, it is.
Hey Natalie, this is Sean with Paparazzi Jewelry. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Awesome. Did I get you at a good time?
Perfect time.
Okay, perfect. You called me just a couple days ago about something that you saw, some sort of marketing for
Yes.
$5 jewelry, right?
Yes,
Okay.
correct.
Do you remember seeing that?
Yes, I do.
What, may I ask you, what caught your eye about my marketing?
Yes, the $5 price point on your jewelry.
Okay, $5. Awesome. What's do you wear a lot of jewelry?
Yes, lots of jewelry, love jewelry.
Okay, okay. What would you say would be your favorite piece of jewelry that you own right now?
The headbands.
Headbands?
The
Okay.
accessories, the headbands.
Okay, perfect. Do you have little girls?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Do they like to wear the headbands as well?
Love them.
Awesome. How much do you typically pay for a headband?
$12.
12. Okay. Okay. If I could show you a way that you could sell jewelry for a profit, would you be interested?
For sure. For sure.
Tell me a little bit more about yourself. What are you currently doing for work?
Well, I do Sensi, and I only make 25% commission, and I'm just trying to put my husband through school, and it's just really not doing well.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. How long have you been doing Sensi for?
A year.
A year. Okay. Awesome. I bet you really enjoy that.
I do. It's fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me tell you a little bit about our company. The company, like I said, is Paparazzi Training. Have you heard of them before?
I haven't.
Okay. Where are you located at?
North Ogden.
North Ogden. Okay. The company's actually just based out of southern Utah, down by St. George area.
Oh, really? Utah based?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
So the company started about a year ago, just over a year ago, and the company is actually set up. I'm sure you're familiar with like Tupperware.
Yes. Yes, I'm just familiar.
Okay. Tupperware actually exploded in the 70s and 80s for one big reason. You know what that is for?
I don't.
They started doing what's called home parties. My mom was actually a Tupperware seller back then, and she I remember being a little boy and helping her load up all the Tupperware in the back of the van, and she'd go to some random lady's house and sell the Tupperware. And I always distinctly remember she'd come home with a big fat wad of cash.
Nice.
And I always thought that was really cool. So Paparazzi actually took that same idea
Wow.
and said, hey, we can do this with jewelry as well. Okay. And so they basically, a lot of our sales are just home parties and boutiques and stuff of that nature. We don't have any brochures, anything like that. Now that works for two huge reasons. Number one, it's able to put the product in front of people. They can touch it, they can feel it, they can try it on, they can see the quality of the product.
Nice.
Okay. And number two, the best reason is they can buy it right there on the spot, take it home.
Awesome.
How many people do you think are emotional buyers?
I am. I don't know. Most people.
Right, okay. Most people are, and so if they can try something on and they have a mirror and it's only $5, what do you think the chances of them buying are?
Oh, I'll buy parts.
All right, perfect. And that's how it's happened for my wife and I. We actually do this together, and she kind of does all the jewelry sales part of it, and I do all the marketing part of it. So we make a really good team. Everyone kind of knows the economy's maybe not the greatest right now, but during the Great Depression, there was three major things that the actual sales went up. Do you know what those are? Okay, number one was alcohol. Everyone got depressed, so they drank a lot.
Sure.
Number two was jewelry, and number three was makeup.
Awesome.
Okay, I look at that economy as kind of how we are today. We're not the greatest, but our sales for Paparazzi have just been skyrocketing and going through the roof. And so we're looking for key people right now that are interested joining our team that would like to sell this jewelry and make some good money and have fun doing it.
Awesome.
Does this sound like something you'd be interested in doing?
Yeah, I'm interested.
Okay, let me give you my website.
Okay.
So I just give her my website, contact info, and then I just follow up with it the next day. So you can do that. Question? Pardon? Like KSL, I do a lot of internet marketing. I'm really big on marketing and networking. There's also a website called meetup.com. You can go there, and this is really good for people that you know, if they're holding an event like tonight, we could have made a meetup thing. If someone was interested in learning about paparazzi jewelry, they could have came to this and met all of you awesome people, right? So meetup.com is just a great place to find out what's going on in different areas in your location. You can kind of pinpoint it by zip code. I really like that website because you know, you can just kind of bounce around and network. I'm huge on networking. Networking is probably, you know, that's the life of our business. I like to talk to people and I like to meet new people, which is good because my wife's the complete opposite. She's very shy and doesn't like to talk to people that much. So we make a good team that way. Now, that conversation I had, I pretty much have that same conversation with it being a guy or a girl. Now, if it's with a guy, I'll kind of turn it a little bit and I'll talk, you know, I'll basically gear questions towards how would you like your wife to stay home, or how would you like your wife to be home with your kids, stuff of that nature. And you know, we haven't, I'll be honest, we haven't signed up any guys right now, but I've had a lot of guys, you know, more interested. I see a couple of them out here, and I think it's awesome that you're very supportive. I'm a big believer in, you know, if your husband and wife, you got to be a team. You got to do it together. Both have to be on board, otherwise it's just not gonna work as good. And so, what's some question you guys have for me that you know, come up?
Well, I just want to know, like, your ad on KSL. How do you word it so that you get people to call you, first of all?
Yeah, so my ad is basically geared towards, I'm looking for someone that is looking for an extra source of income. Okay, I'm not, you can, there's this, KSL's really changed a lot lately, I don't like it, but where you can place a job. You could place like a thing in a job that costs $25, so I actually just put it in different areas on KSL. I'll just randomly pick areas because people, like, especially like KSL, that's like it for Utah. Everyone, if you want to buy or sell something, you go to KSL.com. So, and so I'll just kind of put it in random areas. If you don't have a website, I would highly recommend getting one. You can use weebly.com. It's weebly.com. And it's a free website. They'll host it for free. It's really good. That's what ours is. And then you can add pictures, you can add video, you can add all sorts of stuff like that. It's Weebly, weebly.com. Question?
I just have a question. My husband's not totally on board with it, and never really has.
Okay.
I think it's been. And so I guess my question for you is, like, from a guy's perspective and from a husband's perspective, like how, like, for example, like last week I had a party. It wasn't the greatest party. I mean, I think we made like 50, 60 bucks, and it wasn't great. But his immediate response was, first party in a while that wasn't great. Oh, I told you it's not going to be good. Stop. Like, I told you it's not, you're never going to succeed at this kind of thing. So, like, that sounds so awful. That sounds so awful, but that's true. So I don't know how to, like, yeah, exactly. That's kind of my mindset. Like, I'll show you. You know what I mean? But how do you suggest, like, I try to get him more involved?
Get him more involved. Like I said, everyone has to be on the same page. So on something like that, where does he work? What kind of work does he do?
He actually works at KSL.
He works at KSL. Okay. All right. What does he do for them?
He does their deals.
Oh, the KSL deals? Okay. Wow. I need to talk to you afterwards. So. I would
trying
just
to figure out how to put my paparazzi on a deal. But
sure.
That doesn't work.
Okay. I would talk to him. Obviously, he works in an office.
But he's a
right?
numbers person. See, so he's like, I don't see the numbers adding up.
Okay, I'm a huge numbers person myself.
Yeah.
So if you want, I would be more than happy to talk to him also. Because it might be different coming from a guy. Because, you know, I was looking at the numbers, you know, like, okay, this is how much it costs to get it. This is how much, you know, every piece is. This is, I know our exact profit on every piece, whether it's credit card, cash, or check. I know exactly what we're making, and so I have to actually visualize that. And so for him, he might be in the same realm to where it would be good to say, okay, this is, you know, maybe break it down for him. Say, this is, have you done that at all? Have you done, okay, this is what I would do. Then I would say, okay, this is how much I'm buying the product for. This is how much I sell it for. this is my profit right here, okay? And then say, all right, if I do a party and I sell this many pieces, this is how much I'm going to make. Just paint that picture for them to say, look, and then I break it down to hourly. Okay, our hourly this last month was $31.10 an hour. Okay, like I said, I'm a numbers person, so I always make sure that I know, okay, during this last month we made X amount of money and it ended up being this much per hour. So if you do it on an hourly point, it might be better to where it'll be like, wow, that's a lot of money. And then asking, you know, what else could I be doing to make this kind of money? Throw it back on him. Any other questions? Stacey?
So I've been having, like when I do my parties, a lot of my friends come and are like, well, I would love to do a party, but I don't have any friends. And I'm like, well, everybody has friends, but not on Facebook. Like, how do you get people to still want to do a party because you're not wanting to?
So, like, if you have that problem, just add incentives, because right now most people do, but how I do it is, for hosting a party, you get 2 pieces, and then for every 10 that's sold, you get 1 hosted. You can double that and say, okay, if you host a party, you can do the 2 for every 10 people that show up, you give another piece, or 5, whatever you want to do, how you want to do it. Then that gets more people like, oh, okay. Or tell them on average how many pieces of jewelry they get for free. Like, if the average, mine is probably 7. So that host gets, tell them that, and they're like, oh, okay.
And then if you break it down into numbers again, say, hey, 7 pieces, that's like $35 worth of free stuff for just having a good time, you know, with your friends and family. So, any other questions? Nothing? Okay, well, that's all I have. So, appreciate it.
I'm Erica Sansosti, and Jody asked me to come speak tonight to discuss online parties. I'm going to start out telling you a little bit about myself. We have lived in Utah for a year. My husband is military. And so when I first met Jody, she introduced me to Paparazzi. I'm like, oh great, I don't know anybody here. How am I going to have any success? Well, part of my success is not in Utah. Actually, most of my success is not in Utah. Most of my success is back east. I'm from North Carolina, but we've moved all over the place. And so we know people everywhere. Overseas, here, back east. So what I do is a lot of online parties. More of my success comes from Facebook than anywhere else. I do online parties 2 different ways. I either Skype with the people that I'm doing the party with, or I just set it up online. It's more like a silent thing. Your hostess I just had a lady in Georgia who she invited all of her friends, did a Facebook invite. I keep all of my inventory up to date all the time on my Facebook. I'm a liar. It's not up to date right this second. But typically it's up to date. And they will have a set time, usually a week or 2, that they can go on, invite all their friends. Their friends can come to my Facebook page and they comment on what particular picture item they want. As soon as I get that comment, I take that piece, I set it aside for them in their own bag, and I immediately remove the picture. Then when everything's done, when that week is up, I total all her sales. Everything gets put in one box, and I do the flat rate shipping. And every person has their own paparazzi bag, just as if they were at a house party, and with their name on it, everything's sealed up. Now, I do have friends overseas, in Germany, Japan, England, you name it. I just did a party in Germany for a girl who did very much the same thing. She hosted a girls' night out. All of her girlfriends came over. She lives in a house full of boys, so her husband lets her buy whatever she wants. Jewelry just so happened to be a topic of conversation that night. So all of her girlfriends came over, they got on my Facebook page, looked at all the pictures, and then we Skyped. And the girls would say, oh, I want that necklace. I would pull it out for them and show it to them. Because pictures don't always do it justice. The stock pictures are not always the best, and then sometimes you don't always have stock pictures. And I know I'm not a photographer at all. So I would pull those items for them, let them see it, especially if they pick out 2 that they want to match and they don't look like they quite match on the pictures. I'll hold them up together. I can be their best comparison. I can hold them up to a different shade of pink or green or whatever they're looking for to give them that comparison. And then they decide if they want to take those pieces or not. And then same thing, I put them in their individual bags, I put them in a flat rate box, and I ship them. I typically do, if it's just an individual person, I do $2.50 up to 5 items. After that 5 items, then I charge 50 cents per item after that. That's just me. You can feel free to charge what you want.
Is that for shipping?
That's for shipping, sorry, yeah. And then after that, 50 cents per item after that, and that will cover, that typically, usually up to 5 items, it costs me about $1.95. And then with an envelope, and shipping material, I use the padded envelopes, and I've never had any issues with anything breaking. Payment. I can do my Square. A lot of girls don't feel comfortable messaging it to me on Facebook or emailing it to me, but if we do the Skype card, the Square is very popular, since I can just punch in their numbers right there in front of them. Another thing that I do most commonly for my, more silent parties is PayPal. And I, just log into my PayPal account. You can set up an invoice there and email it to the person that's paying you. And as soon as they're paid, I ship it out. It's kind of like eBay. You wait until they pay to ship it out to them. And PayPal has, I think it's pretty much the same charges as the Square. I don't know the exact percent off the top of my head. But it goes into an account just like Square does, and then you can transfer it to your bank. I think you can actually get a PayPal debit card to use straight for that. So that's how I do it. It's basically the exact same thing as a home party. It's just all on the computer. And I do let my hostesses know ahead of time that typically I have only one item of every picture that I have. And they let their girls know that. And if I have more, it will say so in the comments. So that way there's not the confusion of 2 girls wanting the same item. I've only had it happen one time that there was 2 girls that wanted it at the exact same time, and then I just was lucky enough to find it. Otherwise, they're typically good about understanding that, once if I have it right now, it doesn't mean I'll have it tomorrow. So get on there and get it while you can. So that's pretty much, yes.
Have you ever had people at the party want to pay the hostess and the counter, like, sending money?
I had to do it that way, especially if they want to pay cash. If they want to do cash and don't want to give out their card, or have a check and don't want to put it on their debit card, they give it off to the hostess. And I would just tell the hostess the total, and she will collect the money from them and then pay with her card. So that's typically how they've done it in the past. So that's just. Any other questions?
Do you give classes on how to put it on?
I would love to. Oh, my one recommendation when it comes to when you order your inventory that day, if it is Black Kit 1, click on that. Right, I have a file on my computer that says new inventory, and when I place that order and click submit, I save those pictures right then, and it's always in the new folder. And then whenever I upload them to my Facebook, I go in that folder and clear them all right back out, so that one folder is my paparazzi folder, and it always has my up-to-date inventory in it. Because I have ordered Black Kit 1, and by the time I got it, when I went back on the website, it was a completely different kit. So I literally saved my pictures from the website immediately. Otherwise, I'm stuck snapping pictures myself, which is not pretty. So I can show you. You click on the picture on the website, and then you right click, and it will say save.
Say it's the 5 kit, and you have to do it on each picture.
I do it individually. Like I'll click and bring it up to the bigger picture, and I save it that way. Otherwise, it saves it as a tiny picture. So yeah, and I just go through and right click and save every single one of them. It takes me about 20 minutes to do a $400 order. So not very much at all. Yeah. Any other questions?
Yes, Miss Ann, how you do your pieces for your mail?
I typically do $2.50 for the first 5 pieces, and then after that it's 50 cents per item. I did get a really good deal back at Valentine's Day on pink padded envelopes, and so you may want to charge like $3 to cover that envelope fee, because I got them for like a quarter each, so I loved that big time. But yeah, you may want to go $3 for the first 5 and then 50 cents after that, so it's just up to you. Anybody else? Well, thank you.
My name is Michelle Johnny, and I got in the last day of July, and I actually found I
had a baby, and I got invited to this jewelry party, which, to tell you the truth, I'm not a huge jewelry person. I got invited to this jewelry party. Someone gave me a postcard, and I'm like, I have a newborn, I'm not going. I didn't go. And then 2 weeks later, I saw it at the little fair thing up in Logan, and I'm like, oh, there's that party thing I got invited to. I'll just walk over and look at it. The reason I didn't go were people were actually coming to see my baby because he was like a week and a half old. And anyway, I saw it packed with women pulling out wallets. I'm like, oh, you know, what is this? This booth, cute jewelry. I'm sure it's really expensive. The lady says everything's $5, and I'm a numbers person. I'm like, duh, this is a no-brainer. So I went home and I Googled it, read about it, and I called the girl back who did the party, and I said, are you a consultant or were you just hosting a party? And she said, oh, I'm a consultant. I said, well, why didn't you tell me everything was only $5? I would have, you know, come and bought one piece. And I joined because I knew it was brilliant. A brilliant business plan and something that I thought I could cash in on when it was time for us. And so I haven't looked back. I've taken off, and it's been an awesome opportunity for my family. And wow, our life has changed already in like, what, 7 months? It's changed a lot. So, see, look, it's really good. Natalie asked me to talk about how I support my team because
You're good at it.
I've got a big team, you guys. I feel really blessed. I should have done this. Okay. Okay. I'm hoping this month I get to be executive director. I'm on track. If they keep ordering at the rate they're ordering, and for me that means making more than I did when I was a school teacher. I thought for sure that I would have to go back to work full-time to work that community, and I'm not going to, so. Okay, so I think my success comes because I support my team a lot. And I have given up a lot of parties and given up income as far as what I could have earned at parties, and giving it to people that are below me and supporting them and helping to be successful. I tell girls when they join, my motto is if you succeed, I succeed. So I am going to help you a lot because I want you to do awesome because that helps me a ton. So that's my motto, and you know, without the support and without motivation, without materials, without the things that I provide for my team, quite well, without that, women can get frustrated, they can get, you know, like, what's going on? They can just lose their focus of what they're doing and why paparazzi makes so much sense and why it's so great. So I provide that for my team. If I provide it, then they're going to do it, most likely. You know, every once in a while you do have people that drop out or for whatever reason take a break. But if I can provide them with the tools, the motivation, the inspiration to go out and do, they will do. So, and also I look at building a team. This is a long-term business for me. It's not, I'm gonna go do 2 or 3 parties and woo, I did paparazzi. Like, this is going to be years. This is years down the road, I am still gonna be doing paparazzi. So I am building a long-term business by growing a team, and that residual income will help me in the long term. So, instead of like doing short-term parties like, oh, I did a party, I made $100, awesome, but when that party is over, it's over basically. So that's why building a team and supporting the people below me is so important. The other thing that I've had to be is unselfish. Some days I think, oh my goodness, last month I could have got the $100 gift card for new clothes, but I did because I gave up enrollees to people on my team. I enrolled people below people to help them out and just, you know, help them reach their goals. And I didn't get a shopping certificate. I lost money. I didn't get some of these incentives that paparazzi offers, but you know what? Long term, totally gonna pay off because they are finding the motivation and they're building their team, a team themselves to stay in. So some of the things that I do to help my team, Chris, my husband wants to say something. No. Oh shoot, you're saying 5 minutes? Oh! Okay. I was only supposed to take 10 minutes. Okay. Some of the things that I do, when somebody shows interest, I walk them through my website and I say, I want you to know exactly what you're doing. Let's take a look and see if Paparazzi is going to work for you. I walk them through my website. I show them how to order. I talk about the taxes, everything. I want them to know exactly what they're getting into so that when they join Paparazzi, they are strong and going for it. I take a good 2 or 3 hours, I try to at least, before somebody joins. I talk about parties, I talk about downline, I talk about everything. I just want them to know, like, this is what Paparazzi is. I guess if somebody wants to join for the $40 and just buy a few pieces here and there for themselves, I'm not going to say no. But the main goal of Paparazzi is you're going to go out and you're going to do business and you're going to sell, right? That's like why most people join, is because they want to make money, and so I support them in it. I have them shadow me at parties if they live in my area. At their opening party, I say, you know what, let's beef up your inventory. I'm going to add 100 pieces of my inventory to your party so it looks like you have 350 pieces instead of 250 pieces. You keep the profit, I take what doesn't sell, you know, like I do everything I can. Some people have borrowed my displays. My husband has made displays for women at no charge. I mean, they pay material costs, but he'll make displays. What about, if they, at their parties, you know, if anybody books, they get to keep it. They get to keep consultants. If I talk to people and they're at events with me, I give them to my team members. I've done some events that were expensive, and I paid the booth fee. I took the risk, because I'm at the top. I took the risk, $1,100 booth fee. I called 4 of my girls, 2 that were doing great, and 2 that needed motivation, or, you know, were kind of, I said, you come and you help me, and if we break a profit, I'm paying you. If we get parties, you're doing the parties. If anybody enrolls, you're getting them, not me. Because I want my team to succeed, and it's not about me being, like, doing a million parties. It's about my team. I spread it out. So when you get team members, forget the I and just do, we are going to do this together. Let's see, when I see an event in a person's area and it's an event, like I've done the numbers and I think, okay, this probably should be a good event, I'll call them and I say, you might want to think about this. I don't know, you know, do you have the inventory? Walk them through if it's a possibility. I get them ready. I had a lady in my downline. She wasn't even someone I enrolled. She called me. She said, I think I want to do this bridal fair in Vegas. I'm like, great. Tell me about it. $1,100 booth fee. And I'm like, okay. How many brides? 1,300 brides. And I'm like, okay, I've never done a bridal fair. So I called Natalie. I called Andrea Janke. I called Robin Frank. I called everyone I knew who did big things. And I'm like, I need to know if this girl is going to get burned or if it's going to be possible for her to be successful. I did the research for her because she had only been in like a month and a half. And I'm like, if she wants to go for it, I'm going to help her go for it, but I don't want her to, like, you know, be taking a big hit in her pocket. So I did the research and I said, it's going to be a risk. And it is a risk. Anytime you pay more than $30, even a $30 fee is a risk. Oh, man, I built her a website for it. I got her papers ready so that when she went down to Vegas, she could give out her information. She didn't have any of this stuff. She told me she did. She didn't. So I spent a week of my time preparing her to go. I ended up going to Vegas with her. My baby and I, we went to Vegas. We did this. We got her some consultants. We broke even barely. But, I mean, I put everything on the line for a week to make sure that that person was successful in what she wanted to do. And since that time, she's gone out of state twice. And I got this great recruit, and I put it under her, and that lady enrolled 3 people in the first week, and I thought, man, if I would have kept her on my first line, but I thought, you know what? No. It is helping this girl that has worked her tail off, and it helps me too. So, that's just one of it. Okay, so I have them shadow me at parties. And I, you know, narrate to them the whole time. This is why I'm doing this is what I'm doing. I explain, you know, this is what to watch for. This is what to say. Don't say this here. I try to walk them through. I do it before the party. I do it at a party. I go to their parties if I can. I give up parties a lot. I've given up several parties, and when I hear it's a $500 party, I'm like, I should have kept that for myself. And then I'm like, no, it is a good thing I gave it to somebody in my downline, because that builds my team, and it builds the people below me. Share events, okay, yeah. I go to events, I prepare them for events, I research if they have questions. Some people will say, you know what, that's one you just need to ask corporate. If it's somebody that's coming to me with a lot of questions, I'm like, okay, it's time for you to like figure things out on your own. But if it's something big, or you know, it just depends, I guess. A lot of things are, it just depends. But sometimes I say, hey, that's a question you can call corporate over. You know, other things I go and do the research about. I call my upline, I call corporate, I share my documents. If I can stop my team from reinventing the wheel, that saves them time, and it gives them materials that I at least believe are working. Things I hand out at parties. When somebody enrolls, I send them an email with a welcome letter and 30 documents attached to it. And I say, use these. If you need help, if you don't know what to use them for, call me, and I will walk you through every document, how I use it, where I use it, everything like that. I do not want my team to reinvent the wheel. If they want to do stuff by themselves, great, but I'm willing to share. Every month I do news for my team. I try to keep them updated on what's going on. I do how-tos. I have a blog for my downline with tutorials and things like that. Other people use it, but you know, how my husband builds displays, or you know, other things I found. That way, if they don't live by me, they can go and see something online. Somebody was going, one of the people that I enrolled right after, oh my goodness, I joined. She was going to Colorado for a fair. I said, awesome, what can I do to help you? Because I can't go, I have like a 6-week-old. She's like, oh, what do you think I should use for this document? I went and created documents for her to hand out to people at the fair. I said, I'll copy it for you. I gave it to her, she went off and she used them. She enrolled 2 or 3 people from that event. I try to recognize the hard work on my team. Like, if I can tell somebody's ordering a lot of jewelry, I either know they're working hard or they're hoarding. And I email them, I'm like, keep up the great work. You're either doing a ton of parties and events or you're hoarding a lot of jewelry. And you know, hopefully, haha, they laugh. But I'm thinking it's because they're doing a lot of work. But I send emails, I call people that I have not enrolled, people I do not know. I have noticed you've enrolled 2 people this month. Way to go. I'm Michelle, I'm in your upline, I'm on your team. What can I do to help you succeed even more than what you're doing? So I have this one, my sister, she signed up in Boise, she enrolled this lady, and I called her after she got 3 people below her. I said, way to go, this is Michelle Johnny, I'm in your upline, I'm Natalie's sister. And she told my sister, oh my gosh, I'm so important, somebody big at Paparazzi, call me. And I'm like, does she know who I am? I'm just this lady. Like, I was going to say this weird lady, but I got to be positive, right? I'm just this normal lady that tries to recognize when people are doing good work. And now, like, she keeps talking to my sister, oh, your sister's so awesome, your sister's so famous. I'm like, okay, I don't know, like, how she's determining that, but it was all because I called her and said, good job, keep up the great work. So, phone calls, I offer incentives for my team, and sometimes, like, December was crazy. I have done these as incentives. Sometimes there are people that will do, Natalie does them. Top person to do 32 parties in a month. You get $150. That's great. There are some people that are just doing paparazzi part-time. They'll never be able to win that prize. Like, realistically, I'm a realist. 1 month I did $10 for anybody who enrolls a person. No matter where you are in my downline. If you enroll, you get a check. I had, 17 people get, like 17 enrollees that month. I sent everybody a check. So, you know, and this month, I'm doing a different, I'll just say that instead. Just depends. I try to do incentives that everybody can attain, and sometimes if life is crazy, I'll just do a big one. My team's getting bigger though, so I'm not going to be, another one I had was like $2 for every party you do this month. Email me at the end of the month and tell me how many parties you've done. I'll send you a check. So it doesn't always have to be the top dog all the time. Nothing wrong with that, but that's just one way that I can recognize people who may not be able to do it full time or are only doing it a here and there, you know, in between jobs. This month, I also do like a challenge for my team to get them out of their comfort zone. And this month, I'm doing a drawing because I can't, my team's growing, I can't grant out 100 checks in a month. So I say if you do the challenge, every time you go do what I asked, then I will put, you know, if you talk to 5 people, then I'll put your name in a bucket 5 times. I'll draw the name, and there's $1 for every person that does my challenge, okay? So I'm hoping, let's say 150 people or 150 people are talked to through the challenge. Does that make sense? Through my team. The pot is $150. I'm either going to draw one name out of the pot, draw one name or 2 names, email those people checks. So everybody has a chance to win, not just somebody who's working hard. Just everybody has a chance to win. So you can do a drawing like that for those who participate. I sold inventory to people who are in a pinch. Just today, somebody came and bought 35 pieces for me because she has a party tonight, and she's like, I don't have any new stuff. I'm like, here, come take my good stuff. Once again, I'm like, oh, I love that. You know, those are the pieces that my people would buy, but I gave them to my downline because she's going to go sell $300-400 tonight. People have used my displays. My husband's got displays, launch parties. I, will add some jewelry to make it look like they have more, and I let them keep the profits. If they come help me with certain events, I give them the profits. I give consultants up to people in my downline, and I know a lot of people are what's the word, a little hesitant to do that, but I've probably given up 10 people to people in my downline. I don't do it to motivate them. I usually do it either to, one girl, she had 2 people enrolled, and those people had like lots of people on the second line, and I'm like, she's not a director, she's not going to be able to capitalize on that second line, and I had somebody go in, I had somebody ready to enroll. I enrolled them on her third, as her third person. Her check went from like $50 to $250 because I gave up that person. And yeah, long term, I'm going to lose money on that person, but man, it benefits that girl, and it benefits my team. So it's a team outlet. Paparazzi is not always easy. And I tell girls in my downline, it's not always easy. Sometimes you have to call people back when they, you have to follow up. And I've had people say no to me. And I'm like, awesome, you know what, good luck with your life.
Move on.
I'm not going to force somebody to take this opportunity. I'm not. If they don't want to work for it, I'm not going to push them into it. That's why I walk everybody through my website and everything before they join, because I want them to know, I'm not an enabler. Does that make sense, though? I don't enable people, but I do assist them. And there's a huge difference between doing everything for somebody and, helping them to do what they need to do. If somebody needs extra coaching or extra help, I will do it. I want the ladies to experience the success that I've experienced. I want 10, producers below me. So, let's see. I'm on Facebook. I tell my girls, when they enroll, these are some supports that you can use. Get on Facebook. I know, the people that are on Facebook, in those groups, are more successful. Whether it's because of Facebook or whether they're just, thinking about paparazzi often, they're doing more than the people that aren't. If I see somebody in any of my downline, I don't know what I'm on, 230 people below me now. If I see anyone, I've tried to memorize all their names and try to memorize what states they're in. If I see them post a question, I try to answer it. You'll see me making comments on Facebook. Chances are that's somebody in my downline somewhere. And if it's something that needs more than just like, you know, a 1 or 2 sentence thing, I call them on the phone and I talk to them, and they're like, oh, I didn't know you care. I'm like, of course I care. You're one of my girls. I care. I want you to like be successful wherever you are. So I'm on Facebook. I've done phone trainings for my whole team, and I've done phone trainings because, like I said, my team's not just where I live. I've done trainings for different like legs of my team on specific subjects. Like if somebody's have a question about compensation plan with their downline, I'm like, let's get everybody on the phone and just clear this up at once. So everybody knows this is the way the compensation plan works. Or I walk everybody through the do's and don'ts of ordering. That is one thing I have learned, man, since I started, is some people really need guidance in ordering. I've seen some of people's inventories and I'm like, you've ordered a whole bunch of stuff that does not sell. I mean, we all know there's stuff that sells way better than others. Or, you know, like, let's not order a yellow necklace blockbuster, let's get a kit of 5 yellows. So I do the do's and don'ts of ordering so that the girls below me have a great selection to sell instead of just like, well, I've got these things, and I'm like, hey, what are you ordering? Let's walk you through ordering. Okay. Let's see what. I try to get back at least with those that I have personally signed up at least once a month. There are some people that don't answer my calls. It happens. I'll at least let them know I'm thinking about them. You know, there are people that are doing great. I talk to them. I encourage, like somebody will say, you know, call and say, I only had a $200 party. I'm like, a $200 party? That's awesome. That's like $90 in cash in your pocket. That's great. Don't be bummed about a $200 party or whatever it is that people need encouragement in. I am there. If something's bad, I'm like, okay, let's figure out how to do this. Okay, advice on events. I try to get to know people on my team, their names, their state situations. I've even talked to husbands before, and I try to do what's interested in their life. My big thing is I do what's best for my team and not what's best for me, if that makes sense. So if you have any questions about supporting your downline, you can talk to me. I'll be back there. Thanks, Michelle.
Want to go over displays. So I take these boards, I have 3 of them, and I take them with me. And I do everything by color, so it's really important that you do things by color. As you can see, I've got blue all the way down, and also you want to group stuff together, like all earrings together and all necklaces together. Try to do one style per hook, that way it looks more clean. When a customer comes by, they can scan fast and pick their item and go instead of searching. Yes, I have put a couple of styles on a hook, and that's okay. So just adapt it to what works for you guys. So then this column, I have purple, and then I have yellow and green. So, and also lighting is awesome. I get those lamps from Walmart and just put them on here. They're like $9 and shine on it, and it just makes everything sparkle and look so much like it's already amazing, but so much better. And then what I do, and I have instructions on how to make these boards. We're going to go over like kind of the displays later, but I have foam that I put over this, and I have bungee cords. And it comes out of the stand, and I just put it in my exterior. But these boards have been awesome, and I'm going to touch on the importance of inventory. I'm not trying to say you guys buy inventory so that I can hit rate. So not the case. It's just important. I started with a large kit. I've had consultants start with, you know, $300 kit and build their inventory. Megan Davis has built her inventory from 100 pieces to 600 pieces, and she's the cute blonde gal that had to go to another meeting. So I believe in buying with what you feel comfortable with and building your inventory. But I believe in the more you have, the better you will be. Because when somebody comes to a party, they have more choices with more inventory. Now, you sold 50 pieces, order 25 more. Do what you can. It's always about building your inventory. Okay. So next, I'm going to go over, I'm a note writer, like Michelle. Yes.
Is it better to have like just one of lots of things?
I'd say a variety.
variety and capitalize on blockbusters, the things that sell. Pretty much, for me, everything sells. If something's not selling as well, wear it. Order stuff you don't like, order stuff you like. Everything will sell. But I would have like a variety. Obviously, I have some blockbusters here. Those sell. I like to order a variety, and I like to have all colors. Especially, you're going to want to have the blacks, the whites, the neutrals, because it's a safe color. Does that help? Okay. Okay, so I'm going to kind of go over some of the things I talked on the conference call. Okay, this is like the best investment ever. This is the big calendar from Walmart. So when I first started, I went and bought the calendar, and I put it right here, next to my rings, next to everything. And I'm going to be so not afraid to book a party, because it's amazing. So what I'm going to do when somebody comes up to me, I don't know, I was going to have Sean help me role play, but that's okay. If somebody comes up to me and just says, I'm checking them out, this is what I say to everybody. And this, you guys, this is like the verbiage. You've got to have excitement. Like everyone's like, what's your secret? How do you recruit so many people? I'm like, I don't have a secret. It's excitement, and I'm passionate about paparazzi. And I believe in people, and I try to connect. So what I do when, people come up and I'm checking them out, I put them in the bag, I'm like, you should totally have a party. Like, I kind of act like nerdy. Like, not nerdy, but like, I kind of act quirky and be like, it is so much fun. You can earn 5 to 10 pieces of jewelry, depending on what we sell. So easy. Give me an hour and a half to 2 hours. We can do it outside. The weather's amazing. Okay, first obstacle. I just don't know. And was this a question that somebody had? I just don't know of who's going to come. Who's going to come? And I'll be like, oh, this is a no-brainer. Send your room and change. So what you're going to do is solve their problem. And it's going to get them excited. So you're going to say, oh my gosh, piece of cake. Invite your neighbors, your church groups, your friends, your coworkers. And in addition to that, do a personal invitation. Facebook is great, but personally, I've had a better experience hand delivering the invitation. Go tape it on their door. But the more you invite, the more will come. And so you've just got to shift that. Look, family, friends, neighbors, send invitations to your daughter's dance group, your son's softball group, whatever. So it's all about just channeling it and kind of addressing those fears and concerns. And most important, you want to take the calendar and say, so you want to do it? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, you know what? It's easy. I'll bring over the invitations, have your kids put them on all the doorsteps. You would be surprised at who's going to come. It's $5. Who would come? And you know what? I've got it. So what I do, I'll put, okay, how's beginning of April or the end look for you? Give them 2 dates per week. Okay, how about April 3rd, April 6th? What works good for you? Then you guys, they have to choose. And it's easy. Do you want the 17th or the 19th? What works better for you? Okay, so that's another way. You guys, I could bust out the counter and my lashes, my lash extensions that I get, but I'm just like gonna make them, like, not make them, but like, see how fun it is to get a party, So say obstacle number 2, they come up. I'm like, stop. Everyone's busy, It's gonna be so fun. Let's just do a party. But I said, how about, are you busy this month? I totally understand. I'm so busy too. We're all moms and dads and we're all busy. So I'm like, how about May? How's your May looking? How about the 1st or the beginning? I'm not gonna let this calendar down, you guys. The 1st or the beginning of May. And why isn't the calendar look empty? Because I've been giving my parties to my downline. That's what we do. So anyways, always just, there's always something else you can offer. So you know what? 3rd obstacle. Everyone's done a paparazzi party in my neighborhood. I said, guess what? Great. Because I order inventory every week, and no 2 parties are the same. And I keep up on all the inventory, and it will sell. It's $5. And whoever didn't come to that so-and-so's party will come to yours. You guys, it's all about solution, being excited about it, and they will come hands down. Okay. And another thing, like upselling your parties, you want to wear. I'm so famous for this. Like, let me show you. I have a tag on this. Because I'm gonna sell it at the end of the night. Bet you $50. And so I wear this, a flower, earrings. I deck myself out in paparazzi. And when people come to the party, I'm not afraid. Yes, I was shy, but you know what? I kind of had to step out of my comfort zone and be like, hey, everything's $5. What are you looking for tonight? Okay, if they connect with you like they're, or if they're giving you the eye to eye, then just be like, okay, you know what I mean? And just move on. But you really want to get in there with them and shop with them. Can I help you find something? Get talking to them. And like, you know what? This is so much fun. This is when I bring up recruiting. So you're gonna have people that come in, and you're gonna have them excited, and then you're gonna have the ones that are kind of shy. So what I do when people come in, I have those cute baskets from Target, like the heart-shaped baskets. I offer everybody a basket when they come in. And when they come in, I'm like, oh, hey, everything's $5. And people be like, I'm like, do you guys love the reaction? Like, the $5 reaction is like the best. And so I'm like, they're like, $5? I'm like, yes, $5. And I say, okay, so what are you looking for? Can I help you? And they're like, no, I'm just looking. And if they do connect with you, then you want to say, have you heard of paparazzi jewelry? That is like an easy way to get a recruit. And they'll say, yes, I've been to one. I love it. No, I haven't heard of it. I mean, you just want to sit there and you want to, pay attention to the body language she talked about. But anyways, if they say yes, then you want to say, okay. And this is like where I bring in my story. This is my story. Always want to talk with your story. Okay. So you want to bring up, this is my story. So I was introduced to paparazzi in April, and I signed up. And a couple months before that, my husband got accepted to be a respiratory therapist into Weber State's program. He could work only about 4 hours a week. So I'm telling people this, because I'm connecting with them on a personal level. But yet, I'm recruiting them. And I'll say, I now support my family solely on my income, and my husband only works 4 hours a week. And we had to sell our home and move in with my in-laws so I can stay home with my kids. But the cool thing about paparazzi is that I can work 2, 4, 6 hours a night at each party, make $300, joke $1,000 party in one night. Where can you get a job like that? And that kind of, so you're doing two things. You're connecting them at a personal level, and you're recruiting them at the same time. You're letting them know about paparazzi. So say they come up to you and they're like, and you're talking and you're answering these questions, and they're like, so ask them what Sean talked about. So what do you do? And try to incorporate them. Oh my gosh, well, you can just do it. Stay home with your kids and work 2 hours a night. And during that party, if I sold 50 pieces, I'm gonna say, come here, I want to show you how much I'm making. So I think $5.50, that's what I sell mine for, times 50 pieces is like $300 or something like that. That's over $20 an hour. Where can you get a job like that? You can't. But by then they're excited and you're connecting them with on a personal level. The worst they can say is no. If they say yes, recruit them. If they say no, move on to the next person. But basically that's how I recruit. I just get excited. When I first started back in April, that was my story. And my husband is going to be done with school in July, and it's awesome because I have just been able to support my family, like many of you in here, and it's been amazing. And if people feel that I can do it, they can do it. If you want to do it full-time, if you want to do it part-time, this is another, kind of pitch I say to them, do it. And when I first started, I booked out my calendar. I booked it out like crazy. And I did events too. I'm more of a home party type because of babysitting. When my husband gets home from school, I do a party. It's hard for me to find babysitters, so I do more parties, events. Yes, I've done huge events. I've done them in Wyoming, and I recruited on the spot, and I'm going to show you guys how to do that tonight. Anyways, it's all about connecting, telling them your personal story. Okay, so I'm going to kind of talk about events, how to have a successful event. So you guys all know that events are amazing. And you want to have the right $5 signs, and you want to have enough inventory, okay? You want to make your booth look attractive. So when people come into my booth, I'm like, it's $5. And I say, okay, it's about $5.50 with tax. And then I ask them, have you heard of paparazzi before? The same thing I do at parties. They'll give you the questions. You then on go from then. And you guys never judge. Never judge. If there's 2 girls coming, never judge. At one time, I thought one girl was going to sign up. Maybe the other girl didn't wear jewelry. That other girl signed up. They were both amazing. But never always speak to them as like both people are going to sign up because you never know. So at this event, I'll work with them and I'll establish the report just like I train you on. And I'll say, okay, you guys have heard of paparazzi? Well, they'll say no. And I'll say, well, I'm here today because I want to sign up some people in Wyoming to do parties and to be a recruit. And all the parties I get here today, I will give you because I don't want to come up to Wyoming again to do them. And with that, it gives them an incentive. And if Sharon can make 45% commission, I've made $1,000 at this event, I've made this, I've made that, they're going to want to sign up just like that. Following up is key, so I'll say, I've got my laptop here, with me. I've got my iPad or my phone. Come find me at the end of the event and we'll get you signed up. Something like that. You could offer up, I'll give you a couple pieces to take. You can give them some pieces that they can show, their family and friends before they get their kid. But it's all about following up. Always get their number. Like, don't just give them your card, always get their number. And always, okay, I want to tell you about Kayla here. I had Darrell coming with me because I'm like, come on, Darrell, go get some parties. We're going to this party. Cute little Kayla, kind of timid, kind of shy, which it's okay. So she just sat back and she stayed the whole time, right? Pretty much the whole time. And she just, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And she just kept matching things and going over it. And I know she could probably feel the excitement. Because Darrell and I, when we get together, we're like a ball of energy. And so it was just so fun. And Darrell had booked a party with her on the spot, just like that. Darrell's like, how did you book the party?
I don't remember. I think I just said, hey, Kayla. I said,
well, I had somebody at Peach Days.
Okay.
And I had wanted to book a party. Mm-hmm. And so I gave her my number and she never followed up. Okay. And I was totally bummed because I wanted to do a party.
Yeah.
And so when I got invited to this party, I was so excited.
Sure.
And so
you're like,
so it was an easy one.
That's awesome.
She just was ready to do it.
So follow up with people.
Follow up is key. Darrell put it out there and asked her. And I didn't even say anything about signing up. I was just filling the crowd and all of a sudden they said, you should do this. And she's like, I've been thinking about it. So you guys never know. I mean, I just said, you should do this. How amazing is this? And then when she shows interest, I'm like, I got her in the bag. I get so excited. And so Darrell and I were, working on her and telling her, look, this is how much we've made, and explaining the kits and saying, it's based on Hurricane Utah. Your kid will come in about 5 days. You start with the launch party. Darrell went with her. Did our launch party for her. And so it's all about, you never know who's going to sign up. And it's always, I just assume, or just kind of approach everybody that, they may want to do that. Instead of, no one's going to do it. I believe that it's 90% mental and 10% execution. You've got to have it in your mind. Okay, they're going to sign up. They're going to be amazing. But you've got to be positive. And then I want to give you, I'm kind of like going, lots of ideas here. I want to give you guys some ideas. So say you get stuck in a rut. Now we're kind of back to parties. And you're like, this happened to me in December. I didn't have anything in January. But it's okay because I'm helping my downline. I talk 8 hours a day to all of you beautiful girls, So this is, you're at a dead end. Where do I go? Okay, this is what you do. School teachers. You guys all know your kids go to school during parent-teacher conference, but you like paparazzi earrings, and just how fun would it be to put your stuff into a school? Call the schools, go to the school, don't be afraid. What's the worst thing to tell you no? When you go to the dentist, like my dad's my dentist, like the best, but like if you go to a dentist or the doctor, I was so nervous, and I told this on the conference call at my doctor's appointment. It's a checkup, and I have like white coat syndrome galore, and I kind of panic when I go in there, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So, of course I'm going to talk about, what I'm confident about is paparazzi. And I booked a party right there, and I signed up somebody's daughter. Just because I told paparazzi. And I had a stash in my bag. And so I'm opening my bag, and I'm like, whipping out the goods and the business cards. took her number and I called her. You guys, 99% of people, in my experience, like maybe like 10% hasn't called back. It's me calling them. It's work, and it's good work. It is easy and it's fun. Okay, let me tell you, garage sale season is like in full force. So I know there's, you know, on signs, there's garage sales here, garage sales there. Call them, say, hey, can I come get my paparazzi jewelry up? I'll pay like $15, or I'll give you $35 for jewelry, or something like that. That's another good way. Okay, Bunko night. That's where I recruited Sean and Melissa. I set up, and I'm like, let me come to your Bunko night. And I know all of you guys know someone that does Bunko if you don't do it. Bunko night. Make it a Bunko night, paparazzi night. Dance recital. I did one with Jody. When we first signed up, we did Studio 48. Killer. It was killer. We like killed it. It was awesome. We took our big boards, all of our jewelry. We got recruits. It was amazing. We booked parties. Yeah.
Like like in the foyer.
Yep.
Before the dancers started.
During the whole thing.
During the whole
What if
thing.
we have kids dancing?
Then I snuck in and watched my daughter, and Natalie sat out there.
I sat out and filmed, and it was great.
Okay.
So just, you know, my daughter takes stats. Hey, can I put my stuff in your studio? Hey, can I set it up? Do this, approach them with this, and they'll buy it. I know that. Okay, so if I do this, you know, if I set up your dance recital, I can donate 10% into your costumes. You guys, 10% is nothing. I did auto leave, and they wanted like 10% for some persona. I sold like $3,000. That's like $300. That's like nothing. So you guys always benefit. You know what? Give them an incentive. Show them the benefit right off the hand. Something that Michelle Johnny taught me. Show them. And you guys, I love all you guys. Like my downline. Like you guys like teach me things too. Sorry, just because I get off on a tangent. But because I'm live, not on the phone, talking, you know, to you guys on the phone. But show them the benefit right off the hand. Let's see. County fairs. You guys, county fairs is huge. You guys, see, I know this. You guys have the Weaver Fair, right? The Weaver County Fair. See? Okay, swap meets, farmers markets, bridal. Okay, I know everyone. You guys know everyone that's getting married. There's invitations galore. You know, I live with my in-laws, so it's kind of cool because like they have like a stack of like 10 brides, and I'm like, maybe I should call and like book. Why not do like a bridesmaid paparazzi party, bridal shower? That would be fun. You guys, it's all about thinking outside the box. Call your previous hosts and say, I'll offer you double postage rewards if you rebook. I actually just did this to my cute little neighbor. That she's so cute. She's done 2 parties for me already, and I said, will you do another one for me? She's like, sure, let's book it the 1st of May. So what I'm gonna do, tomorrow, I'm gonna walk my little calendar over and I'm gonna set it on the date, and there you go. It's all about sitting on the date, you guys. Like, you want to see it, and you have to secure it on the date. So when you're calling these people, calling the dance studio, you've got to follow up with the date.
Can I just say one thing about the date?
Yes.
On my first party, and this just got me really going, the party was like $685, but I told every single person that came into that party, because I didn't have any parties, this was my first party, I said, if you book 2 nights and you hold on the date that you hold, I'll give you 3 pieces of free jewelry plus your 10%. So just even something like that, give them an extra incentive for not canceling on you. And that made a difference. I booked 5 parties that night and every single one of them held. And that just totally...
Ryan takes it on the train every day. She's the dealer on the front runner.
What time do you take the train so I can take the next?
I take it all the time. And not only that, that's how I recruited Tina. I recruited Tina on the train. Tina rode the train with me. Another person
They
was on
watched her
her.
coming.
I mean, you got to share with everyone. I feel bad that I didn't share with Tina sooner, but I was so new at it. But she was my first recruit. So I just think the date, getting people to hold firm to your date is huge.
Awesome. That's the awesome things. Okay, I want to share, just by setting an example and having a great attitude about paparazzi. So I moved in with my in-laws. I have neighbor A across the street. I'm like, it's my mom's best friend. I'm going to get her. I have my neighbor to the right. I'm like, I'm going to get her. Like, I'm gonna get her. I'm gonna recruit her for Paparazzi. So my daughter goes over to play. I go over to her house and I'm like, okay, my daughter has to go home. I got a paparazzi party. I'm so excited. I get to go to work. Like, I'm so excited to go to work. I love it. So I'm loading my boards, you guys. I hauled like 4 of these. I've hauled 6 at one time. Big boards. I'm hauling it, and I've developed muscles. And I put them in my car, and I'm so excited to go to this party because guess what? It's an out for me. I get to make money. I get to have adult conversation, and I can be home all day with my kids and make money and meet fun women and men. It's so nice. So just by having a good attitude and being excited about it, both these neighbors came to me and said, I want to do what you're doing. I want a piece of that. Because why? Because I was so excited. It's amazing. If you're excited, they're excited, and they want to have that excitement with you. So I recruited 2 of my neighbors, and recruiting, and then I talk about booking parties, going into the store, and just being open about it. Like I've gone into Costco and I talked about it, and they're like, oh my gosh, your hair accessory is so cute, or your bracelet's so cute. I say, oh my gosh, you should totally do a paparazzi party. Just by saying it like that, you can earn 5 to 10 pieces for free depending on how much we sell. They will book. Always carry your calendar with you everywhere you go. Be confident. I know you're all confident. Be confident. Know people will book. Know people will recruit. And following up is key. And believing in your downline is also a major thing. Believing in them. I'm on the phone. I call deep down within my levels all the time. How are you doing? I regulate. Oh, if you're not a part of Team Hadley, please join. Just look for Team Hadley and join. And there's some like Josie and Michelle and the Cuddles we'll all let you in. But just have a good attitude. Be positive. And I love paparazzi. It's so amazing.